Hello, this video was made to present the new Jahia Studio mode available in Jahia 6.5 and allowing template designers to create and edit templates. So to access the studio from edit mode, just have to click on the studio icon in the toolbar, and so that the studio allows you to manage all the templates deployed on your server and also to create new template sets. If we look at the current template set, Templates Web, you'll see that there's a base template. The base template is the first template available. It creates all the areas and elements that are common to all the templates in the set. So all of the other templates inherit from the base templates. If we look at the home template, you'll see that the logo and footer areas that were defined in the base are inherited, and the stripes show that they're inherited from the base template and can't be managed directly. From the base, you can create a new page template. Let's just do that. We'll create a new template for news items and call this news. So as soon as the new template appears in the list, I can select it, and by default all the areas are inherited from the base, so the template is pretty empty apart from the footer and header area. Let's first create a new row into the main area of the template. A row allows the designer to decide how many columns and what proportions should be when displaying the row. So we'll choose a 2-column row and add some areas into both columns. The first area, I'll call it the news list, and because this is the area where I'm going to create my news items and display them. And I'm going to restrict this area to only contain news entries, which is the content module that we use to display news items. I can even turn contribute mode on or off straight from the studio. I've created my new area. Let's create the second area in the right column and call this just right column and not apply any restriction. Let the content contributor create anything they want in this area. Now I'm going to add something that could be nice for a news list, a calendar for calendar browsing. So let's look for the calendar module and drag and drop it into the right column area. And I'll call this news calendar. Now, to have calendar browsing work flawlessly, I have to associate the calendar to an area. So I'll associate it to the news list area and map the dates, the start date and end date in the calendar on the news entry dates. I can now export my templates in a WAR file and deploy it into production, but before I want to test them, so I'll just deploy the templates into the ACME demo site and test them. So let's go back now to edit mode. I can now create a new page under the home page, call it news, and the news template is now available in my list. And if I save, I've just created a news page with my new template. Now, a little bit of time later, I've created some content. I've created news items directly into my news page. And you see when I click on a news item, the news item appears in full screen. That's the second type of template we can manage in the studio, content templates. Here, if we look at the what we call news-template, look at it, this is a content template and it applies to news entries. That means every time someone is going to click on a news item on the site, this template will be used. And you see it only displays the current news item in a full page inside the main area. Now I'm going to add some new features to that template. First, let's make all the news items rateable. I'll drag and drop the new rating module, call it news rating, and associate it with the main area of the page, which is the news item. Now I want to do the same thing for comments. I want to add a commenting form, and I'll drag and drop it, put it at the end of the page and call it news comment. So now I've added 2 new features that I want to make available for all the news items on the site. So the only thing I have to do now is deploy to the ACME site. I will wait for the message that says deployment happened successfully. And now I'll switch back to edit mode. And now when I click on a news item, whether it's from the news page or from any other page, I will get the new layout that I've just defined with the rating and the comments. Let's switch to preview mode to see exactly what it would look like if I publish this. And in preview mode, here's the news list with my calendar that I added in the news template. And when I click on the first news item, I have the rating on top and the commenting form at the bottom of the page. So in this short video, we just created a new template from scratch and modified the template, the content template used to manage news items. Thank you for watching.